Reporting a fire east of, the court center.
Pull over, please! I'm a great guy!
You fool!
Goddamn car!
Forgive me.
I have to get to the airport. Have you got a car or something? I'll never make it on foot.
Don't act like a tough guy.
Sure, I can take you.
Fucking idiot.
I'm unbelievably late for a flight. I need to get to the airport fast. Piece of crap rental car, of all the days. The average American spends 15% of their income on running a car, and almost 2 hours a day in transit. You'd expect these auto manufacturers could deliver a reliable product. Sorry, I'm a numbers guy, but outward-facing. I can work a spreadsheet, but I can also work a room. I run the models, I date the models, you know what I mean?
Yeah, I'll have to take your word for it. So what flight are you trying to catch?
Liberty City. I'm an equity analyst in Algonquin. Tech comms. The big leagues, man. The pressure, it can choke you. But I live for that shit. Name's Tim, with 2 M's. Because, I am hungry. 24/7. What's your name, buddy? Holy crap, what was that? Well, listen. Hey, I know I'm in a rush. Well, listen, buddy, because you're helping me out, I want to help you out. My back, your back, they both get scratched.
Look out!
Get me to the airport on time, and I'll give you the kind of tip you can really take to the bank. I am hung over. The vendors took us out last. I had so many tits in my face at one point I thought it was gonna suffocate. We dropped 5K on bottle service, so go figure. I know. Did you not see that? We dropped 5K on bottle service, so go figure. I know what you're thinking. With everyone belt-tightening is not cool. But you got... Let's try and get there in one piece, okay? But you gotta stop mixing up investment and retail. We didn't cause this housing bubble or the last one. I don't even speak to those retail drones. You know, you're a really interesting guy. Good to talk to you.
Shit! I didn't realize I was talking.
And this new bubble crisis bubble... Shit!
Oh, shit! Sorry!
Pay attention to the road, buddy! And this new bubble crisis bubble... Are you trying to kill us? And this new bubble crisis bubble, it's just hysteria anyway. There's a boatload of money to be made in a downturn if you know what you're doing. And idiots lose paper, whatever the weather. When the storm comes, I make it rain, baby. Anyway, enough of that. Let's just make this flight. Oh no! I only got 1 hour before they close the gate! Holy crap, what was that? Did you not see that? Christ! Let's try and get there in one piece, okay? Pay attention to the road, buddy! Are you trying to kill us? Where the hell are you going? Shit, I got half an hour at the most. You gotta step on it! Don't stop! I'll miss my flight! I'm screwed! The gate must be closed by now. This is a disaster! Are you
Get
blind?
out the fucking way.
Ooh, too close!
Citizens report 240 in the ocean. Nora 24.
Welcome to flight school. My name is Jackson, with a J. We're gonna start with a basic takeoff. Hold the throttle all the way down to pick up speed, and pull back on the stick to take off. You can retract your landing gear once you're a safe distance above the ground. That wasn't one for the highlights. Welcome to flight school. My name is Jackson, with a J. And I'll be your instructor. First things first. Let's see if we can get you into the air without killing yourself or someone else. We're gonna start with a basic takeoff. Hold the throttle all the way down to pick up speed, and pull back on the stick to take off. You can retract your landing gear once you're a safe distance above the ground. Congratulations, pilot! You are now airborne. Now, navigate through those checkpoints marked on your radar, and we can move on to the next lesson. We're gonna start with a basic takeoff. Hold the throttle all the way down to pick up speed, and pull back on the stick to take off. Congratulations, pilot! You are now airborne. Now, navigate through those checkpoints marked on your radar, and we can move on to the next lesson. That was a good start. Well done. Now I'm going to have you attempt a safe landing on the runway. You won't have many chances to get this wrong, so please follow my instructions very closely. Start reducing the plane plane's altitude gradually so you're just above the runway as you approach. Be sure to deploy the landing gear before you reach the runway. Start reducing the plane's altitude gradually so you're just above the runway as you approach. Be sure to deploy the landing gear before you reach the runway. Start to decelerate while you're still in the air, but be careful not to stall the engines. When you touch down, continue to apply the brakes carefully until you come to a complete stop. Execute it like a... Where the hell do you think you're going? Start reducing the plane's altitude gradually so you're just above the runway as you approach. Be sure to deploy the landing gear before you reach the runway. Start to decelerate while you're still in the air, but be careful not to stall the engines. Execute it like a pro! Now let's get the plane off the runway. Taxi over to the marked area and come to a complete stop. Where the hell do you think you're going? Start reducing the plane's altitude gradually so you're just above the runway as you approach. Be sure to deploy the landing gear before you reach the runway. Start reducing the plane's altitude gradually so you're just above the runway as you approach. Be sure to deploy the landing gear before you reach the runway. Start to decelerate while you're still in the air, but be careful not to stall the engines. Execute it like a pro! Now let's get the plane off the runway. Taxi over to the marked area and come to a complete stop. Where the hell do you think you're going? Start reducing the plane's altitude gradually so you're just above the runway as you approach. Be sure to deploy the landing gear before you reach the runway. Start to decelerate while you're still in the air, but be careful not to stall the engines. Execute it like a pro! Now let's get the plane off the runway. Taxi over to the marked area and come to a complete stop.